So today we're playing a ranger, and we may have gotten our hands on a staff of fire. And the staff of fire with the ranger is crazy fun because it has crazy damage just like this. But our crit chance is going to be 74%, 82%. So basically all the scaling damage is doubled on the staff of fire. And look at that big damage numbers here. But hey, check this run out and let me know what you think of this build. Okay, let's go and jump some ranked games with the ranger here and see just what I can do today. Okay, so Tusk Poker I do kind of want to craft up straight away. That should be pretty good. That should be awesome for us. Now, we do want to take big old banana, and I do also want to take healing herbs. Now, this is looking like a pretty good round one. And honestly, I'm just going to roll on like this for right now. Save our 2 golds. For sure. But we'll see, we are going to begin a Reaper. With a good bit of items here. You do get that one-time heal from the shiny shell. But it's going to be close. Can we outpace him here? And smashing here. Awesome. Exactly what we want. Now should we go for the rainbow badge here? Actually, hell yeah, let's go rainbow badge, but let's go shell totem for right now. Now should we be greedy? Take a piggy bank. Honestly, let's do it. Switch this to this side. This should be a lot better. And also flip this over here. And honestly, going to be taking a stone too. So with that, let's go ahead and move on. Now we're trying to live for that first 7 seconds to gain one of every buff. With the shiny shell, it should help quite a bit. Trying to stack up a lot of spikes. Once we get our shell totem, we should be in a good spot too. And so far, looking awesome here. Just pausing the video here very quickly, just to ask you to subscribe. It really helps me out. Thanks. Now let's get back to the video. Okay, Draconic Orb, we could go for staff fire builds. Honestly, it's looking kind of awesome here. I do love the staff fire. Let's go ahead and grab it. Let's go ahead and reserve our room for right now. However, we are super reliant on heat generation then. With that, let's go ahead and continue on. Save our 2 gold again. Onwards we go. Now, are we going to be able to survive here? Now, Draconic Orb is going to be good, going to begin spike stacking builds, but for right now, it's not going to be doing too much. However, the shell totem is there to keep us alive as we stack up our spikes from our Tusk Poker, so it should be kind of awesome here. And actually, working out pretty nicely here. Got ourselves a leather bag, which I am going to take here. I also do want to take the customer card here, be a little bit greedy, but I also do want to take this garlic. Honestly, should we roll? Should we save our money here? Honestly, I'm going to keep saving our money. Because we're probably going to roll in the next couple of shops here. For quite a bit. Now, can we get away with this setup right here? Honestly, it's looking pretty good, especially with all our buffs from the rainbow badge here. But we'll see, we are going to begin Skull Badge, Ranger with a health pot, and a bunch of bows too. We'll see, so far it's not looking too bad, actually. I have to eat my words, just fell short here towards the end. Okay, since we have the customer card here, we could roll quite a bit, try get a mana orb. Or we could just settle for a ruby egg. We could also take the bloody amulet to go for a vampiric armor. With this whole setup, could be kind of awesome too. Right now I think we take our broom though. And I don't think we take anything else here. I'm going to roll here. I'll take a little bit of extra storage. Let's keep going. Another Draconic Orb is kind of crazy here. But I don't think we can actually take it right now. Let's keep it rolling. Flame we're going to have to take here. Let's roll again. And we actually got chili, which is awesome here. That is for sure. Now is there a way we can actually add in a broom? Our stamina is going to be a little bit high adding in a broom. Well, to be honest, I'm going to sell our piggy bank and I'm going to take this flute. Now we should be in a much better position with our stamina. Looking a lot better. We're going to be getting our chili next rounds. And we should be able to craft up our staff fire then. Or we may actually want to go for chili goobers. Potentially. But we'll see. Now we are going to begin a berserker. They're going to have dark damage mitigation. They're going to have a good bit of DPS with dust stones. Our stamina is still not 100%. But it's not too bad all the same here. Extremely awesome. I did want to take our chili pepper. I did want to take this fanny pack. I'm going to slot it in. And now I'm going to do a little bit more rolling. We could also go for a spiked staff here. We can also upgrade to a Hunger Blade instead of the Tusk Poker here. I'm going to reserve our Hunger Blade. I'm going to be getting rid of a shell totem next rounds. We're going to continue on like this right now. We could also sell our customer card here. Just a little minor optimization, just increasing the speed of all our food items. A lot better before we move on. And let's go ahead and continue on as right now. Our opponent is going to have a ton of armor. We're going to be trying to inflict a lot of poison. They're also going to have a good bit of healing. And their DPS on their broom is actually going to be quite high. We do have healing from our shell totem. We're actually stacking up quite a lot of buffs, which is kind of insane here. But We'll see. We should be able to outpace our opponent here. And smash in here. Okay, we got ourselves a Phoenix, which is kind of crazy. We can also go for Flame type builds. If we had another Flame, we could actually go for Flame up here. We can also just straight up go Bloodthorn here, which we probably should, to be quite honest. I'm going to be getting rid of a Shell Totem. I'm going to take some Blueberries here. I'm going to roll. It's a little bit more luck. We can also go for that Chili Gooberts. Should we go for Chili Gooberts here? Honestly, yeah, I'm going to go for Chili Gooberts. We're going to craft that up. And we do have 3 more golds. We do need to add this back in. And let's go ahead and roll. And we actually got Mana Orb, which is straight up crazy. Well, let's go for some more Blueberries. We can go for a Mana Potion too. We're going to take the Blueberries for right now. Now with our setup, we do need a big old banana because our stamina will not be able to handle it. But we are going to be getting the Staff Fire, which is going to be pretty good. Okay, so next round, we're going to be getting this here. And we're going to be crafting up Magic Staff. But we are opting to keep some of our items out until we craft up that Chili Goobert. But we're going to roll on like this for right now. Now, it's not super optimal because we just want to increase the speed of our big old banana because our stamina will be a lot better. Well, honestly, we do have Flute as well, so we might not have needed to increase the banana so much. But so far, we should be able to get that Vampirism. It should be pretty good. However, our opponent is going to be removing it here by these amethysts here. And honestly, that scaling damage is kind of scary here. But awesome, we managed to pull ahead here. Okay, we got ourselves that Chili Gooberts. We could go for Big Bowl of Treats here. This will generate us up a lot of buffs. It will also make our Chili Goobert here trigger a little bit more. Or we could also go Aegisl's Leaf here because this is going to give us a lot of mana. But honestly, kind of want to go for Big Bowl of Treats. Alternatively, if we do have mana and heat generation, we could just go straight for Piercing Arrow and deal big damage numbers on our Staff Fire here. Honestly, at this point, I'm actually going to take Piercing Arrow. Even though we do not have an Acorn Collar, we're going to be looking for her. And we could also go for Staff of One Healing, which is kind of absurd. But let's take our Potion Bolts. Let's make sure we craft up this Magic Staff. Our setup is looking pretty good. Now, we do need our weapons in our Ranger bag in order to use the Piercing Arrow here, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. And with that, we're going to be adding this stuff back in, and I'm going to sell 1 stone to roll here. Okay, another Draconic Orb is kind of awesome here. I actually will be taking it. It's also an eye lamp for 2 more heats. We definitely need. At this point, I'm going to be selling our customer card here because we are going to need that luck in, and we're going to need our healing herbs in. And yeah, with that, we should be pretty good to go. So we should be able to stack up a good bit of heats from our setup here. We should be able to scale up a lot of luck from our entire setup here. So it should be awesome. Now, our opponent is crafting up Frostbite, so can we outpace him here? We'll just have to see. We are getting a good bit of healing from our Chili Gooberts. Our DPS is going to be low till we get this Magic Staff going. But we're getting that luck, and our crit chance is scaling. And actually, awesome here. So with that, we got ourselves that Staff Fire, which is going to be pretty good for us. I do want to take this pretty badly. I do want to take another Draconic Orb here. I do want to take another Fanny Pack as well. Now, honestly, our setup is going to be something like this for right now, and it should be pretty good until we get that Acorn Collar. We should be in a good spot right now, because we do have that scaling mana for our Magic Staff, so we should get a lot of scaling damage here. However, our opponent is dealing massive damage instantly to us from this whole setup here, but we are answering back. We're dealing that big damage here and smashing here. Incredibly awesome for us. However, our setup, we do kind of require this back over here. So we can add in our Blueberries in here. Now I'm going to take a Flame. I'm going to roll here. Toad could be kind of good here too. It is mana generation. We're going to take it here. Let's go and take a little bit of stamina. We can also get a little bit of armor here to be a little bit tankier. Honestly, it might be worthwhile. Yeah, I'm going to grab it here. But we do need the Acorn Collar here pretty badly. We should be in a lot better space with the Staff Fire. We should be able to scale up that damage here pretty quickly. Have that crit chance, deal massive damage here. Big numbers here. Insane, actually. Okay, another eye lamp is crazy. Also, Prismatic Orb is also crazy because that is going to be mana from the very beginning. Now, at this point, it might actually be better to sell a Rainbow Badge here, because we do need to find Acorn Collar. We do not actually want to be finding any more items from anybody else, except Toad is actually pretty good here. But yeah, I'm going to sell this here. I'm going to sell 1 Flame here in favor of taking Prismatic Orb here. Now, we could end up selling our Hunger Blade here because we actually don't really need it here. We're going to be solely dependent on the Staff Fire. It does add to our DPS here, but honestly, I'm going to say goodbye to it. Now with that, I still kind of want the armor here, but I much prefer a holy armor here and try to go for a moon armor. That would be so much better for us here, to be quite honest. We may actually even just want to have her set up like this. I think this is going to be pretty good. Our toad is going to be in this position, which is going to not be too bad. We're going to have a crazy amount of mana from the very beginning. It's actually only going to be 8, but still, it's going to be enough here, especially with our eye lamps. We should have a good bit of heat generation with this setup. So with that, we're going to move on. We're going to be getting our leather armor, which should be awesome. But we'll see. Our Sapphire should be able to get a big damage here. A big damage, I say. And it's going to get that crit chance, but unfortunately, without the Acorn Collar here, it's going to be a lot tougher to get those big crits. And we actually almost two-shot that opponent here. Let's take our leather armor. Let's go ahead and roll. Smashing. We definitely want that here. Let's keep it rolling. Another custom card. We actually do not want to take here. Let's keep going. Perfect. That is going to be really good for us here. Freeing this up a little bit. I do want to continue rolling here to try and find that Acorn Collar. However, I do kind of want the Stone Skill Potion because we can craft up a pretty good armor here. Now, I do actually want to move this whole thing over here and just have this set up like this for right now. So we can have our banana in here and then we can have her in our armor. And that should be a lot better for us right now. So with that, we are going to be moving on right now. We'll see, our opponent is running Nocturnal Locklifter. They're going to have a ton of healing. They're going to have a ton of skilling damage. But we'll see. One Acorn Collar here and we actually go Turbo Nuts. That is the truth here, to be quite honest. And without the Acorn Collar here, we're struggling quite a bit. Unfortunately. So let's take this. I do want to take this too, and I do want to roll. Blueberry is kind of awesome, but we still need an Acorn Collar here, so I'm going to roll quite heavily. Mana Orb is kind of awesome. Another Prismatic Orb. So we're finding all the good items here, except the one item we actually do need. We don't exactly need the Mana Orb here, because we're going to have enough mana. Now, Prismatic Orb, I will actually be taking here. We're going to keep bleeding a little bit of lives here for right now, until we get a little bit stronger. Until we get that crit chance here, 200%. If we get that crit chance up, we do get one Acorn Collar. This Sapphire is going to do massive damage. It's already doing massive damage, and we actually managed to outpace him here. We got super lucky because our crit chance is 52%, which is not too bad here, but still could be insanely good here. Could be a lot better. But anyway, did survive with 3 lives left here. But let's go ahead and try to make this even better here. So now we got a Stone Armor. We're going to be taking this Prismatic Orb. I'm going to roll. Corrupt the Crystal, some blueberries here. Let's roll again. We're spending a lot of gold rolling, but it is kind of having to be this way. I'm going to opt to have our second Prismatic Orb in this position. It's going to be a lot of mana first, which should be pretty good. But we're going to continue on as of right now with this setup, and we'll just have to see. We have a ton of mana. We don't need any more mana. It's heat. That is going to be a little bit of a problem for us right now. But so far, shouldn't be too bad. Big damage numbers incoming. And we're a lot tankier with the Stone Armor. And massive damage. Starfire is definitely one of my more favorite weapon tier. So that is a Holy Armor. Do we actually want to take it here? Honestly? Not right now. Okay, we definitely have to take this. We can slot that in. This is basically just for 2 heats. More than anything here, we could also take a flute for more scaling luck, because if we do have more luck, then we don't actually need the Acorn Collar here. We're not going to take it. I'm going to roll specifically to try and find it here. And smashing this is going to be crazy insane. Holy moly. We're about to go Turbo Nuts. We'll see, our opponent is going to do massive damage here. We could be turbo deleted instantly. And yeah, that's the instant kill builds. With the Manitors, it is crazy strong right now. Especially with the Prismatic Orbs. Okay, so we're going to take tiny little storage. We're going to be adding this in, and that is going to be insanely good for us here. Genuinely. I'm going to roll here. I do also want to remove our big old banana because we do need a faster trigger than the big old banana. Now, gloves would be awesome too, but we have no space around our Sapphire as of right now. We're going to roll once more. Roll again. We could also take another flute for even more luck scaling. Honestly, I'm going to take the flutes here. We just continue on as of right now. There's definitely a lot of good items I did skip in favor of trying to get this Acorn Collar. But our crit chance is going to be 74%, 82%. So basically all the scaling damage is doubled on the Sapphire. And look at that big damage numbers here. Smashing. Okay, speaking of crazy and crazy, we're going to take this Prismatic Orb. And now that is going to be all the mana we ever need. And we're also going to take this Acorn Collar, which means we're going to sell our healing herbs. And we're actually going to move our oil lamp out, so we can have our Acorn Collar in this position. Now we could also move our Sapphire away from the Chili Goober tier, to be quite honest. Okay, since we got 2 Acorn Collars here, we actually do not need this Flute. This is going to be 100% guaranteed crit chance here. Pretty much instantly, once we get a tiny bit of luck here. Now this Flute is in a horrible position. To be quite honest, we might actually want to move our Flutes into this position, because that is going to be a little bit better for Prismatic Orbs. Now these actually got a little tiny bit worse here for mana, but that's going to be a crazy amount of mana anyway. And we did opt to have our Chili Goober being targeted by our oil lamps instead of the Sapphire here, just to free this up and make it a little bit easier to stack this up. And we also offered the oil lamp to be targeting our Piercing Arrow instead of the Draconic Orb. And with that, we're going to move on. Is this going to be enough here to keep us going here? Now with this setup, we should go turbo nuts here. 75% crit chance, massive damage incoming. We should have 100% crit chance dealing that crazy damage, but our opponent does have a ton of healing here. And they're actually healing for so much here. That was kind of insane here. In 13 seconds, they healed for over 100, for over 800 damage here. Our Sapphire just couldn't attack fast enough here to keep up with their healing here, which is kind of absurd here. Even with all this damage here, they managed to just out heal us here. Let's go ahead and continue on, and we can now take actually this gloves. Which honestly, if we had this last round, which we probably should have took, would have been a lot better. With that, let's go ahead and roll on. We can take this Cap Resilience, but we could take this Cap Resilience to prevent us from dying in the first couple of seconds. I'm going to grab it since it's on sale. However, we could also go for Shield of Valor here to get a ton of armor. Might not be too bad. I'm not going to grab it, I'm going to continue on. Jin's Lamp could be fantastic too. But I'm still not going to grab it. I'm going to continue on. Now, Vampiric Armor would have been fantastic too. Also, Vampiric Gloves would be crazy good by increasing the speed here by even more. Actually, I do want to take another pair of gloves. That will be pretty darn good for us here. So I'm going to sell our cap in favor of actually taking these gloves. With that, we managed to get a massive increase in DPS here by adding these 2 gloves of haste here. That is for sure. Now, we are going to have to settle for a Draconic Orb to be triggering on our Piercing Arrow here. We do have one more reroll left, and that's all we can really do. But yeah, this is going to be our final setup right now. We did move our Flute in here. We do have our Pineapple and our Blueberries in this position. We did move our Toad into this position, which it's going to have to be here for right now. It's going to be a little bit better because the Blueberries are going to trigger a little bit faster, especially with the Pineapple. Now we are relying on the Draconic Orb being in this position for our Piercing Arrow. It's just going to have to be this way because we did want to add in our gloves, which is going to make our Sapphire go turbo nuts. But yeah, this build was a lot of fun. It definitely could have been a lot better, but honestly, it's already crazy good. Let's go and see, can we win out the final rounds here? Okay. We'll just have to see. We are going to begin a Mana Thirst, Bloodthorn type build. They have a ton of life, but we have that big, massive damage incoming. And so far, smashing here. Big damage numbers here. We did survive 2 lives left here. Let's go and see how much rank points we got. Plus 11 rank is up quite a bit. But yeah, this build was crazy fun. We did survive 2 lives left here. I'm going to leave it here for now. Just want to say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, or even consider subscribing. And always keep a lookout for the next one. See you next time.